What's up? It's your partner player Lush Uno with another installment. We are going to be taking a look at a segment from Street TV. Shouts to Alex Alonso, Munchie B, running it up. And they're speaking about a shooting that happened recently right by MacArthur Park, right by the famous Yoshinoya Fentanyl Alley, right off of Alvarado and Wilshire. It's super activated there, and it is literally a block and a half from my crib. Now, they spoke about some of the gangs in that area and the beefs, and I kind of wanted to expand on that a little bit. So let's see what these guys got to say. And shouts to Alex Alonso being probably the number one gang historian in Los Angeles history, damn near, or one of them. He's got an insane amount of knowledge. Shouts to him and shouts to Munchie as well. Let's get straight to it.
Just looking at this article right here, MacArthur Park in L.A., which is a predominantly Central American community.
So for those who don't know, MacArthur Park, the name of the neighborhood is Westlake, which is west of MacArthur Park, right there. And but people commonly refer to it as MacArthur Park. It is part of the Rampart district, which also includes sections of East Hollywood, parts of Silver Lake, I think, but Silver Lake's a little too far north, but definitely Echo Park, historic Filipino town, Angelino Heights, all those areas that are immediately west of downtown and in the downtown vicinity are part of the Rampart district, which has the most corrupt police force in LA history. That is where the crash unit originated, and one of the most fucked up police forces, period, in the game.
I know a lot of brothers don't really get to hang out and post up in MacArthur Park.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why, I mean, which is crazy, is this shooting happened right down the street, across the block from Langer's Deli. Langer's Deli, the number one most respected Jewish deli in Los Angeles. People don't know that back in the day, 100 years ago, there was a predominant Jewish community in Boyle Heights, as well as near the Rampart district as well, before everybody migrated further west towards, near Hollywood and Pico Robertson and all that, and Hancock Park, obviously. So, but before that, there's a predominantly Jewish community. That deli still remains, but it's also really, really activated near that deli, and it's turned up in this zombie land. Here's the difference between this area, which, by the way, if you're on Alvarado, they've been trying to shut it down, but pretty much anything you want to buy in the entire world is right there. It's an open air drug market. You could buy fucking driver's license, passports, citizenship papers. There was over 100,000 people from El Salvador and Guatemala who got fake papeles through Alvarado. But the crazy thing is, like, having a area that's adjacent to a big metropolitan downtown area, what makes this different from like Kensington in Philadelphia or other comparable open air drug markets is that this one not only got all the junkies, and not only is it zombie land, but it is completely infested with gangs. Now let's hear them talk about the gangs in that area, and I would expand on that topic a little bit as well.
But it is one of those active Latino sections of the town.
Okay, so when you brought up MacArthur Park earlier, I'm like, damn, that's MS13. So you say what side of MacArthur Park is the 18th Streets?
Okay, so on the Alvarado.
So yeah, that park is literally where MS started, and in between their trip is pretty much in between is the west side of the park, and is anywhere in between Lafayette Park and MacArthur Park. Pretty much, like, there's different MS cliques all through there. There's the Coronado Lokes. There's the Leeward Lokes. Coronado Locos. There's the Leeward Locos. They're down the way a little bit. There's a gang of different. There's the View Park Locos. I don't know if they're still as active, or that kind of became what the Coronado Locos are now, because that's like a block down. But those hoods have been there. And the thing is that people need to realize, like, yes, they started in MacArthur Park, and one of the main reasons they started is because other gangs, Mexican hoods, really weren't fucking with them. You feel me? Didn't want them to be a part of their shit. Now, eventually, they acclimated in those neighborhoods, and, MS has started out as a like a turn up party crew, and then wound up becoming a clique, and then eventually evolved into a full fledged gang, and then what's now classified as an international terrorist organization with members all across the world, entire prisons built back in El Salvador that house strictly them. It's fucking insane how that just started from one clique in MacArthur Park. But they're different because not only are they very different than most, they dress and look different than most Latino gang members you'll ever see in LA, but a lot of them, some of them, they don't even speak Spanish. They speak little dialects and native tongues from Central America and things like that. So they're the most mysterious, different gang. You could know everything and be super tied in with a gang of Southside hoods throughout LA and still not know anything about MS for real.
Alvarado side, which is towards downtown, that would be the east side of the park. They got a hood called 18th Street, Columbia, Little Psychos.
Mm-hmm.
The Little Psychos, they're pretty.
So yeah, through most of the South, but here's the thing. The 18s are on the South and they be north of the park. And you see MS hit ups all through there too. Now the east side of the park, which I'm sure they're going to get into, is the CRSs, the Crazy Riders. And there's another crew, there's another gang that they're beefing with. I thought originally it was a spawn off of them, the CARs, but I was also told that used to be a graffiti crew that evolved into a Trece. So I'm not sure if they used to be a part of CRS, but they're immediately east, and you see them slashing each other all day long.
They're pretty big. And then you have also MS on the Park View side, which would be south.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. If I said View Park, I meant Park View Locos. That used to be a clique in MS, and that is the block immediately that borders the west side of MacArthur Park. Is right there.
The southwest corner, but then also on the south side also you got Crazy Riders.
And they're on the east side of it as well.
I'm missing another one. So you got 18th Street, Columbia, Little Psychos, Crazy Riders.
So there's a lot of other hoods. You'll see Whitmer hit up over there, but their hood technically is a little bit east of that. Then you got a little further, north of the park. Really, what you'll see the most hit up and who has a great deal of turf around there is Temple Street. Temple Street is deep as fuck. They're active. They got their kick it spot, the Snake Pit. I don't want to get too federal and put too much on blast, but just from what I've observed, you could see even on the side of big buildings, like apartment buildings, all through the that section and through the Angelino Heights section, you'll see Temple Street hit up all through there. Diamond Street is right near there as well. You'll see Echo Park is around there. There's on 2nd and Union, you'll see the Rockwoods. You'll see there's the Bronsons not too far away. You go down into Pico Union, there's the Burlingtons. Of course, there's another 18th Street Clica over there as well. So there's a lot of fucking gangs, and there's a lot that you left out. But I think the most prominent one that wasn't discussed is the Temple Streets, and they really occupy a lot of the turf north of the park. There's other hoods as well. There's LH. There's a gang of different hoods and a gang of prominent graffiti crews as well. Some of which are in accordance with the gangs, and some of which aren't. And then but I noticed on a map that was posted, I think it said Whitmer occupied that turf. I really don't see Whitmer nearly as up in that section as I do the Temple Streets, and where I see Whitmer up is a little bit down the way, but they definitely occupy territory as well.
MS and one more that I'm forgetting.
So to your knowledge, I know Crazy Riders don't mix with 18th Street. Do Crazy Riders mix with MS?
All those hoods beef with each other, and that's what makes it so fucking crazy, and that's what creates all the ambiguity and how we don't really know exactly who's doing what because they all beef with each other. Now, I remember even telling the homie the other day, because I live in the MS side, and we're driving by one of the liquor stores in the hood, and boom, it said CRS had hit up. I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. The next day, that shit was whacked out. It wasn't even a whole 24 hours. Boom. So none of those gangs get along.
Oh, man, I'm not sure if I think they all be crossing each other out.
Okay.
It's been a minute. But, yeah, 18th Street and MS definitely go at it. Crazy Riders, 18th Street. But, yeah. So, yeah, there's this this article I found just from a couple days ago. 6 wounded in gang-related shooting at MacArthur Park. I'm going to read a couple of paragraphs. Let me read a little bit from this article, and then we'll talk about it. It says here, police are investigating after 6 people were struck by gunfire during what was described as a gang-related shooting in MacArthur Park in L.A. overnight. The event.
You could damn near see my building from there. It's like it's crazy how close.
Events broke out at midnight 12:45 a.m. when 4 victims were approached by a suspected gang member on the 600 block of South Alvarado Street in the Westlake neighborhood.
So it's like Alvarado and 7th, in between 7th and 6th, right by the fucking. I thought it was up by Fentanyl Alley. I thought it was a block up from there. I could be mistaken. No, that is a block up. That is because Wilshire is It's right. It is Wilshire and Alvarado.
The suspect pulled out a .22 caliber handgun, opened fire, striking all 4 victims. Then the gunman then fled on foot southbound towards Wilshire and Alvarado and shot a 5th victim. Then a second shooter then shot a 6th victim on the east side of Alvarado near the Westlake Metro Station.
That's literally what they call spinning the block. Like, he was really spinning.
Now,
It was, I believe, all at one time. I don't think it was like boom, 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 and then a few minutes later. And look, I'm not gonna lie. I hear gunshots. It's not even. It's like part of your lullaby when living over there. Now, I don't want to So I love living in that area. I love the community. It's a beautiful community, and it's got a lot of character. But you really have to be on your P's and motherfucking Q's. You got to keep it true, cha. You feel me? You got to be head on a swivel. Even just walking to the store, I don't really be like, my girl don't be walking around there. Like, if she gonna go to any store, she driving there and shit. It's like, those elements of it, I don't fuck with, but
I don't know if the shooter 1 and shooter 2 were together or if shooter 2 is a retaliatory shooter. But it says 3 victims were transported with critical injuries. The conditions of the 3 other victims were not immediately known. And then what was crazy in this article...
And just to let y'all know, anything I'm saying, I'm not revealing anything. I'm not going to get into more details that would potentially incriminate. And what I'm not doing is saying anything that isn't already public knowledge in the streets, that the police aren't already aware of, that the Johnnies aren't already hip to. I'm not putting nothing on blast. I'm just want to expand on the information that these gentlemen had said in their video and give it more context.
What you usually don't see in these articles, it says investigators believe the shooting is gang related. Both suspects being known as CRS gang members, which is Crazy Riders. Okay, so that's Crazy Riders. And now, and because they said the shooting happened on the Alvarado side, that must be the victims are 18th Streets.
Okay, out of all 3,
now they're both
Crazy Riders. They the smallest of the 3.
Yeah, they are definitely the smaller ones.
They are the smallest, but because they don't have hoods all throughout the city, but their presence is very, very strong right there, and they are very, very active right there. You know what I'm saying? I think so. Looking at this map, originally I saw it. It says W13. If they're saying that that's Whitmer's hood, they're really not up there as much as right above that is the Temple Streets. Technically, you feel me? And all this is the Temple Streets, but I'll see the Temples pushing down over here, no cap. And I'll see really a lot of this is 18th Street now. A lot of this shit is 18th Street. You'll see MS is up there. So it's if it's the south side of the park, it's pretty much going to be a war zone between MS and 18th Street, anything over here. But like I said, I've been seeing the CRSs hitting up over here. I saw the CRSs hitting up over here the other day, and that got whacked out. When I first heard that there was this shooting, which is right here, you feel me? My first thought it had something to do with that. That was just my first thought. Or some dope fiend shit, because this is really this right here. You can see where the screen, this is where the most drug addicts, the most overdoses, all that. That's right here, this area right here.
They sleep on the small games. They sleep on them.
Yeah, they're always out there wall banging and crossing everybody out. But that's mostly...
They're not really a small gang, though, again. They're smaller because they don't have hoods all throughout the city like MS do, or 18th Street is fucking... They're both... Those are those two in Florencia are the biggest, Latino gangs in LA, hands down. But that to act like CRS doesn't have a strong presence, because like they really outside, and even the CARs. So I don't even know, what dynamic, how that plays into the dynamic if the CARs beefing with the CRS, because I see them crossed out more than anybody else. They crossing each other out like they top ops. You feel me?
Central American community right now. Years and years ago, it was predominantly Mexican, but now we're talking about Guatemalans, Salvadorans, and
Hondurans, Belizeans, even Nicaraguans. But predominantly around there, it's like Mexicans, but predominantly like Southern Mexicans, like Oaxacans and all that. But there's Mexicans still all through there. But it's definitely Guatemalans and El Salvadorians. Guatemalan probably being the deepest at this point, and there's for sure a Honduran presence as well. But like you see everywhere, papusarias. You feel me? Like you see, basically, if you're gonna be out there, you're gonna see. It's like the closest you'll get to living in Central America than actually being there. Like the Westlake district, you're essentially in Central America, no cap.
from Honduras.
Is that's where you could get the fake ID, fake IDs.
You used to be able to get the fake IDs on the Park View.
Yeah, you're not from LA if you didn't get a fucking fake ID on Alvarado growing up. 100%. He's talking about you can get them on the Park View side, motherfucker. Yeah, and you could get them on the other side back in the day. You must be you are older than me, but by the time I was in high school, they showed the Alvarado side. That's for you motherfucking got the fake IDs right there. Alvarado and 6, damn near, and even when you know what? I'm gonna let y'all figure it out for yourselves.
Side,
Right.
on the south side, that there was a building and that someone would go upstairs and bring you back a social security card.
Hey, almost like a cartoon that
Like I said, 100,000 people got their citizenship through Alvarado in the 1980s under the abysmal failure of the Reagan administration and the George Bush Senior administration.
all right, take your money, come back with ID. You like come out from behind the building, it'd be crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
Like those things where like you you hold the ID and take a picture inside of it, like with your face inside of it, like the Mexican bandito, like things where you like when you're at a corny Mexican restaurant, you could put your face in there and you're like the people robbing the train. It's the same thing, but it's just like you put your face in an ID and they take a picture of it and then edit it. That's your ID. No, that'd be funny as fuck though. That was in Vegas vacation.
Driver's license, social security card. These guys, we just talked about how the crime rate is dropping in LA, and then we got 6 victims in a shooting. 6 victims in one shooting. That's pretty active.
Yeah, but shit, nobody died, so that's the good thing.
Well, they got 3 in the hospital, so
I
sometimes
believe nobody is, and this is days ago, I believe there is still nobody has died, thank God, from that shooting. But I be hearing crazy shit every night. Like that right there is one of the most active parts, hands down, of LA. And they know, and it's for sure going to be the next area in LA to get gentrified, because you got motherfuckers like me moving over there, and I'm always the first wave of gentrification. You're going to see more artists, you're going to see more people like that, and it's going to wind up, like, K-Town was incredibly active back in the day, got gentrified. Fucking Frogtown area, Elysian, what's it called, Elysian, you feel me, over there, got super fucking, Echo Park, fucking, I remember getting jumped there when I could never imagine that being like a upscale, nice area like it is today. Drew Street over there in the avenues, Glassell Park, these are all, predominantly Rasa neighborhoods that are nice as fuck now with really expensive real estate that were straight banged out, which were some of the worst trenches, and I think, MacArthur Park, Westlake might be the next district to experience that. But right now, it's going up in the worst way possible.
times you can't say nobody died. You never know. Like,
Shit, y'all don't even realize how janky Santa Monica and West LA and Venice was back in the day. Y'all have no clue what Pico neighborhood in Santa Monica was like back in the 80s and 90s.
a week later, a dude could die.
And he shot him. Our 22 is a low caliber gun, but they travel.
Did I say 22?
Yeah.
22 is just bouncing off your rib cage, tearing up all your internal organs. Like, yeah, like them bullets will do what bullets do, gang. I mean, like a 22 is not going to go all the way through you. It might not even penetrate your skull. But if that shit gets stuck in your damn cranium, it's all bizad.
I did?
Yeah, read back over it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The suspect pulled out a 22 caliber handgun, opened fire, striking all 4 victims.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it helped that it was a low caliber gun, that, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully all 6 of them pull through.
And we start off Good Day LA with breaking news this morning out of Westlake, where 5 people are now in the hospital.
See, she got it right.
This morning after a shooting in MacArthur Park overnight.
Mario Ramirez live at the scene there with the very latest. Mario, good morning.
Gigi, good morning. A large crime scene here, an active investigation.
Like I said, that Yoshinoya Alley, man, that's like literally fentanyl central. You can get a teriyaki bowl with a side of Fetty Wap. You can get some egg rolls with a little bit of that. Yeah, baby. You feel me? Yo, bitch, wanna kiss you with some of that lip gloss, but not the kind that Rihanna made, but it's still called Fenty.
We count at least 6 police vehicles, and take a look here at the activity behind me. This was an early morning shooting.
And you know what? It's crazy. They've tried to shut down the whole shit. They've been trying to raise all the homeless people up out of there. Even like the main corridor where all the merchants are set up, which for sure getting taxed by the gangs. Y'all already know how that go, though. That shit, they trying to shut it down. It's like, damn, regular people that could want to buy some sunnies. You got sunnies? Who got sunnies? Who got sunnies? Regular people might have a hard time getting their sunnies now. I don't know.
That was reported just before 1 a.m. A stretch of Alvarado Street closed right now for the investigation from 6th to 7th Street. And let's go to the video showing you the activity here in the past couple.
3 fucking tortas. Like, this is going to solve the case? Are you fucking serious? Fucking, bro. This one built her house out of sticks. This one built her house out of stone. But this is the smart pig right here. She built her house out of bricks. The bricks that the MS is moving, apparently.
Couple of hours, the LAPD says the shooting was reported just before 1 o'clock near the Yoshinoya restaurant at Wilshire and Alvarado, part of the crime scene spilling into the parking lot here. When LAPD Rampart officers arrived, they found multiple shooting victims near the intersection. 5 people.
Yeah, and prayers up for all of them. Let me take a bet. Let me get more of a gander at this guy right here that got chipped. Because he don't look like a regular gang member to me. I saw a lot of the Vics, and I ain't gonna lie, they really don't look like regular gang members. And they definitely, I know what MS just look like, because they don't look like no other gang members. But these fools, this dude does not look like he meant. This fool looks like a black guy. That's not to say he's not Afro-Latino, or you know what I mean. Got some Drex the Joint type shit going on, but I don't know, gang.
A stretch of Alvarado Street closed right now for the investigation from 6th to 7th Street. And let's go to the video showing you the activity here in the past couple of hours.
Tres animales. Look at these bitches, bro. These are the fucking cops that are gonna come on, bro. You wonder why they call you pig. They wonder why they call you pig. 3 fat bitches are not gonna solve a fucking MS13 attempted gang assassination on fucking in MacArthur Park. It's not happening. You bitches need to go back to fucking Dunkin' Donuts. You feel me? Just sit down and just gorge your suckholes.
Or as the LAPD says, the shooting was
Look at the Tia and her 2 fucking nieces all working together.
reported just before 1 o'clock near the Yoshinoya restaurant at Wilshire and Alvarado.
But if they're in the kitchen, they're not going to be any food left for anybody else by the time they're done.
Part of the crime scene spilling into the parking lot here. When LAPD Rampart officers arrived, they found multiple shooting victims near the intersection.
Yeah, cuz does not look like a regular, I don't know, but I don't know, man. He could be like, that could be like a CRS fool or someone from 18.
5 people had suffered from gunshot wounds, and the victims were found about a block from each other, some near the restaurant here on Wilshire.
He's definitely, that dude is not from MS. I'll bet the fucking house on that.
And at least 2 near the Metro Terminal on Alvarado, south of Wilshire. All 5 transported by ambulance from the scene.
So they were across the street busting is all that means.
With multiple shooting victims initially listed in critical condition. Meanwhile, witnesses reported hearing gunshots followed by screaming and screeching tires. Police right now investigating whether those shots may have come from a passing vehicle or if the suspect...
Let's see what these 3 tortas have to say about it.
Or suspects may have taken off in a vehicle. Coming back out here live, you can see more of the...
Also, he's saying they wasn't even walking them down. They wasn't doing no walk-ups. It was a drive-by. Nah, but there's drive-bys all through this motherfucker. This is like a prime drive-by neighborhood. But cops really, I don't know, for as active as the Johnnies are around there, shit, they sure are doing a piss poor job of stopping the fucking crime, because this shit is dumbass activated. They think they gonna just knock down them homeless encampments and everything's gonna look for, nah, fools are y'all are not doing it right, and I'm not gonna help y'all do it better. Fuck y'all.
The activity, investigators on the scene here as well. They have been talking to witnesses and canvassing the area for surveillance footage, but at this point, they have not released any.
Ain't nobody got no motherfucking surveillance footage around here. What you think this is? This ain't a fucking suburban community. There ain't no Ring cameras. You ain't gonna get shit. Even the businesses don't have cameras, and they're getting attacked. Bro, y'all will never run this area. Let me explain. The police, the city of Los Angeles, the elected officials, the Congress. No, none of y'all. This is Central America. I ain't gonna say too much else.
Any suspect information. That's the latest here in MacArthur Park. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
And no cooperating, guys. No, for real.
Thank you, Munchie. Thank you, Munchie.
And MacArthur Park is one of those parks where a lot of kids be playing in too. But this happened at
Yeah, and there's shouts to, there's a lot of positive things from that community. Shouts to Juice, which was an organization that taught kids in that hood how to use hip hop culture to enrich and enhance their lives, including which spawned many dope MCs, DJs, beat makers, graffiti writers, break dancers, all that. So there's a lot of art. It's like an artistic enclave, and there's a lot of community. Like there's a centralized community of people playing games, soccer, and barbecuing. All is having carne asadas. It's beautiful, but you just gotta fucking. You gotta watch out, because it gets spunky, it gets stupid tricky over there.
midnight. So I doubt there was any kids in the park at midnight.
Yeah, unfortunately, there could have still been some youngsters outside, but not like that. Yeah, and even kids are not playing regularly in that park the way you think. Like it's not like you're an irresponsible parent, damn near, if you're letting your kids on that swing set, unless you live there and you got no other choice. Because that shit is all like that shit is probably got a meth pipe somewhere in the cut. They're gonna be playing in the wood chips and find a motherfucking syringe. So,
but yeah, this one of those active.
Okay, so would you agree MacArthur Park is equivalent to how you say Will Rogers in the black community?
Yeah, 'cause
I think literally it is probably the most activated Hispanic park. I mean, there's there's parks in East Los, Hazard Park, things like that are active in that gangs control. But the fact that there's wars currently being fought over that park, and the fact that you got you can't even make a comparison, because there's no park in LA or Compton, Watts, has as many straight dope fiends walking through it, trooping right through it. So there's too much going on, because this is Skid Row mixed with gangland all thrown in together. So you can't really, there is no equivalent to it, and especially the way it is right now.
MacArthur Park it's huge,
and it belongs to is integrated,
and no one gang can claim that as our park.
But it really is the MS's park, and but shit. I mean, apparently they're fighting for that motherfucker right now, gang.
Yeah.
Same thing with Will Rogers. It's smack in the middle of gang of communities, and can't nobody really claim that.
So you can kind of, that's probably the best equivalent, what Munchie said.
But I will say the 18th Streets, the Columbia Little Psychos, they be pushing a hard line over there in MacArthur Park. So I would say they're the dominant, but shoot, they get pushed back from everybody around there, though. No matter, like you said, the little gang, it don't matter. You little gang, big gang, you getting pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like everybody's trying to make
again, and not I mentioned a gang of other hoods all through there too. There's a gang of hoods in that area that didn't get mentioned, and even if there's others I didn't even mention that are a little bit further west, like fucking TMC 13. There's West Side Rebels. There's a gang of there's other cliques of MS that are further west of that. There's other cliques of 18 that are further west. There's a whole lot of, I mentioned the Douglas Street West Side Headhunters that are in the Echo Park City, but then they have another clique over there in Hollywood. There's a lot of motherfucking gangs over there, bro.
money in that park. That's the money making little area.
But sometimes some places be like what you want to call like a safety zone. All right here we ain't gonna trip. But if I catch you outside of this place, I wonder
That ain't the safe zone.
if it's one of those, especially in the daytime.
Yeah, I'm not so.
I mean, in the daytime, like fools. Look, I don't know what they got worked out, but that's a good observation by Munchie. I will say that during the day, you don't see that. Like, there's first of all, cops rolling by that motherfucker. 12 is literally patrolling it. There might be a cop car on each side of it at any given time, like literally going in that little 4-block radius, and then striking up Alvarado and back down, looking for little scragglers, dope fiends, whatever. You feel me? And but during the day, as far as like the violence, I think most of the violence happens in them hours, in them scary hours. But, you know.
So sure if they got it down like that, because it'd be so much back and forth between 18 and MS and Crazy Riders and the fourth gang that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, well, crime is down, but
Still is going up somewhere.
it's going to go up somewhere in L.A. And this time it was up in the predominantly Central American community here in L.A. I grew
And the fact that people don't know, like, how under the radar, it's like, I feel like certain areas, and this used to happen with West LA all the time, is they will keep things out of the media because there's like real estate and corporate mergers, and they're trying to keep the value higher of certain, like, that's a whole other issue, you know?
grew up not too far from MacArthur Park. Sometimes we used to take the bus to MacArthur Park, play basketball. They used
I know where Alex grew up at, and I'm not gonna put it on blast, but shouts to Alex, he a real one. Straight the fuck up. I fucks with my dog.
to have, I'm not sure if the lake is still in MacArthur Park for a while.
Yeah, the lake is still in MacArthur Park, and there's probably fucking 20 kilos of fentanyl there right now. Mermaid's high as a bitch. But I will say also, some of the biggest enemies of the 18s are not just the mother gangs over there, but, you know, the 18s are stupid beefing it with the 20s, 20s Bloods, the Biddies, the BPSs, all those blood hoods, and 18th Street really don't get along.
The lake used to stink. And
The
they
lake still stink, homie. That lake stank. That stanky. That stanky panky. It's all busy.
stopped using the lake. I think they try to bring the lake back. But yeah, man, I used to hang out there. And then there was the Radiotron.
Jada Mack in the house.
Was it was a hip hop club in LA called the Radiotron.
Radiotron is like literally the origins of hip hop in LA. That's the first spot that like is literally the very beginning, and you'd see all kinds of crazy breakdancing and all that. That's the origins of hip hop in Los Angeles.
What year?
83.
Two?
I'll say 83.
Hey, cause you know you and Spotter be right here kicking raps and stuff. I don't know nothing about old school raps, old school rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Clubs.
The Radiotron was the hip hop, probably the hip hop center of LA.
It was the hip hop hub until World on Wheels took it over in the later 80s, and then eventually the Good Life Cafe.
Ice-T
Crenshaw on Expo.
used to be in there DJing before he was famous.
Oh, so Ice-T was a DJ.
Well, I don't know if he was a real DJ, but if you looked up at the DJ booth, he'd be spinning some records. But he was
Back then, you had to be a real DJ. It's not the motherfucking This not like the what's fine. Selena Gomez want to be a DJ, so she a DJ. No. Like, you had to actually know how to mix and play with wax. There wasn't no Serato back then or none of that shit. So if he was up there spinning, he was a DJ.
never really known as a DJ, but he would be up there like playing a couple.
I was a fire ass DJ too. I'm hopping out of retirement soon too, to let y'all know something.
Records.
Okay, I wonder, was he really spinning or was he just standing there?
You know,
Damn, Munchie B accuses Ice-T of having a ghost DJ.
I'm only 12 or 13 at the time, so you can't ask me what he was really doing. All I'm knowing is, oh, that's the light-skinned dude that rap.
Right.
He wasn't even Ice-T yet.
Right.
He was the light-skinned dude that rap.
Ice-T, I know you watching Straight Politic, man. I tap in. I want to know, was you, because there ain't too many rappers that rapped and DJ.
Yeah, man, he was hanging out at the
Yeah, you couldn't really like fuck, like the way hip hop was back then. You couldn't fuck around. Like if you was DJing, you was a DJ for real.
Radiotron.
DJ Quick.
No, DJ Quick probably
Later,
He might have
DJ
went up there because
No, I was before DJ Quick's time.
DJ Quick same age as me.
I was gonna say, yeah, you might have been a little
He would've
youngster
been like 12,
there.
13 years
Might
old.
have been a youngster.
There was a breakdancer named Ozrock from the East Coast that used to be in there breakdancing. He ended up getting killed in prison. Ozrock used to be up there. All the graffiti writers, the LA Bomb Squad was the main graffiti crew that was at the Radiotron. But yeah, it was right next to MacArthur Park. They tore the building down several years ago and built something else.
Real people know the motherfucking deal. There's another MacArthur Park video I wanted to run just to like give a more comprehensive, a little more information, because I feel like this has been like a really eye-opening video. So I found this clip that K-Cal had posted about the history of MacArthur Park, maybe expanding on this a little bit, you feel me? Jada Mack don't know nothing about this shit.
Monument for the city of LA with its own recognizable lake. Tonight, our Desmond Shaw is taking a look at MacArthur Park.
I'm showing MacArthur Park, fool.
In Westlake.
Well, take a look at this little lake. It is MacArthur Park, named after renowned military general Douglas MacArthur. It was first known as Westlake Park, one of the oldest.
It's funny because there's MacArthur in Oakland and LA. There's MacArthur Boulevard, one of the main streets in Oakland, and then MacArthur Park. So back in the day, I had a bar where I was like, from MacArthur Park to MacArthur Bar, I'm a symbol, man, yeah.
To the city, dating back to the late 1800s. It was actually an out.
They were trying to bleed me yesterday, but that my song was the hardest one. You feel me? They was capping with me. You feel me?
Occurring alkali lake.
You feel me? Come on, we're not playing out here.
The days before Los Angeles, according to the LA Conservancy, the city got this 35-acre parcel of land in a land swap deal with George S. Patton Sr., the father of that famous military general. At the time, it was kind of seen as a worthless.
Okay, can you see? So yeah, I live like right on the other side of the damn park. You can just not see my building. Oh wait, you can see my building. Wait, no. No, you can't see it. It's right near there.
Swamp. It was actually used as a community dumping ground. So, according to KCET, then Mayor William Workman led the effort to turn this all into a community park. A years-long effort, a lot of work, and a lot of fertilizer had to be used to make this soil more friendly for the plants and trees that they wanted to plant. Here also had to install a big water pipeline to reduce the alkalinity in the lake and
reduce the alkalinity. So the fact that this was a naturally occurring landmass, that blew my mind. The fact that MacArthur Park, the lake there, was originally, this was not like a man-made estuary. I thought it was man-made forever until I saw this report. And the alkalinity, last time I checked, alkalinity in water, like alkaline water, that's what people pay for. That's like what you want. You want alkalinity. So the fact that they had to reduce it, it's like, damn, went from being the most healthiest naturally occurring phenomenon within Los Angeles city limits to literally like the epicenter of spiritual malady and deterioration of health.
1890s, a literal dump was transformed into the crown jewel of the LA park system. Boating was extremely popular here. Thousands of people showed up every Sunday for concerts, and it was going so well that the city proposed expanding the park 2 blocks to the south, but voters defeated that bond.
Yeah, because it would have got rid of all that shit over there. But what I heard, so you see how like Wilshire go through the middle of the park? You feel me? That's 7th Street right below it there. So you see, this is 7th Street right here. This is Wilshire Boulevard, and you see it goes right through the middle of the park. They talking about getting rid of the ability to drive through the park. I don't know what that would do, and there'd be horrible traffic, but there's been rumors of that for many moons.
This was also where Wilshire Boulevard began, on the west end of the park, and extended westward. Later, it would extend eastward as a causeway over the lake and into downtown LA. That was what really seemed to change the fortunes of this park. This was all part of the lake.
I had a crazy book about the history of Wilshire Boulevard. One of my ex-hoes got that. I need that back, bitch.
Lake on the north side, but it would be drained to make the sports fields that we see today. And then it was a slow downward spiral for MacArthur Park by the 1980s and 90s. Rampant crime here, shootings, homicides, drug use, drug dealing, fake government documents would be sold here. The city got pretty serious about cracking down on it in the early 2000s. There was also a controversial, really massive homeless encampment cleanup here in 2021.
Shit, they trying to do that motherfucker again, gang.
That required the closure and rehabilitation of the park, but it is all open.
Even like before all the fires, there was fires all through that area all the time. Trust you me.
And looking pretty good today. It may no longer.
Living over there is what spawned me like making the joke of the homeless K movement but I'm walking that one back.
Be
but it's still homeless K.
The crown jewel of the LA park system. It's had its share of ups and downs, just like all of us, but it has a lot of character and a lot of very interesting history here at MacArthur Park in the Westlake District. Taking a look at this from SkyCal, I'm Desmond Shaw.
And if you'd like Desmond to
I'm not going I thought that was a dope.
take a look at something interesting in your neighborhood, just write us.
I thought that was cool. Shouts to Desmond, dope video. Shouts to Munchie B and Alex Alonso. Hopefully this helped add some creases to y'all's cranium and you learned a little something about the Westlake district, the Rampart, all that shit. Please, if there's anything you have to say about it, if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Yo play a play a lush. Ooh, no, it's all on a bitch. Got a lot coming up. Tune in tomorrow morning. You're going to see the new podcast with Comparator. And we got a lot more dope shit on the way. All right, y'all be smooth now.